Hey guys, welcome to today's edition of Gucci Garage. We have a 2017 ZL1 Camaro, top level trim, 2,500 miles, brand new car. Want to give a huge shout out to McKinleyville Chevrolet and Buick for this video. We're bringing some cool stuff to you today.
So we have some interesting little things about this car that really they're actually really cool little things. So if you look over here, you have your big wavy grille, which is all gloss with the ZL1 badge right there. Very, very clean looking. But if you look at this one, you have the same little wavy little pattern here, kind of like a honeycomb. But you see this is a black badge. Well, no, it's actually not. You can put your hand in there because they didn't want to obstruct any airflow, because this car runs hot. With the 6.2 liter V8 and a big old supercharger strapped to it, you best believe when you're putting out 650 horsepower, you create some heat. Taking a look underneath the hood of it, it's a sight. You have big old supercharged branding right here. LT4, it's a beast of an engine, and as you can see just from driving it, you got some heat here. It's a performance badging. They really go all out with making it look nice. On the hood you get this nice carbon fiber little insert with ZL1 on each side. It really just pairs nicely with the green and the black. You have gloss black skirts and a big massive black splitter. So right here you have these gloss black vents, but these are not for looks either. This car is very functional. These go in and you have some vents here for just extra cooling. Keep everything cool. You got your radiator, your oil cooling vents. You got to keep everything cool when you have a performance car like this. LED running lights here. But take a look at this light, John. The Camaro has been known in Transformers as Bumblebee, and just look at that. That is an eyeball right there. It is an intense looking car. You even have a little Camaro logo right in the light, which is cool just to see that little attention to detail that they really put in.
Okay guys, so another nice cool feature about this car is we have some 20-inch full-sized alloy wheels here, and they're paired with some beautiful badged ZL1, but the brand is Brembo. We have in the front 14.6-inch rotors. They're 2-piece brakes, and they're 6-piston. That's bigger than some cars' wheels. So you have insane stopping capabilities in this car, especially riding on 305 tires. If we shift over here a little bit, we have a wing that does provide a couple hundred pounds of downforce from Chevy. It's not an active wing, but it is quite nice to look at, and it does give some active real functionality because this is a 200-mile-an-hour car. From that, we also have the exhaust setup here, and you have a quad tip exhaust from Chevy. And the thing that's really cool about this is the need for an aftermarket exhaust. Those are old days. You don't need that anymore. You go to Chevy, you buy this car, you have, I believe, 3 realistic active modes in this car. You have touring, you have snow and ice, which doesn't change anything. Then you have sport, which opens these valves up a little bit more, and then track, which gives you the full capability of sound. This thing screams in track mode. And in tour, it's loud, but it's not so obnoxious that you're gonna be pissing off your neighbors or anything.
So stepping into the interior of this car, it's a very, very nice car, but that being said, it doesn't come without its quirks. So you have, right here, you have this center console, but I use center console very, very sparingly because this is, you could put maybe a wallet in there. I couldn't even fit my phone in there, which has a big ol', I have this iPhone Plus and that won't fit in there. But you could keep a couple things, maybe your insurance card, because you're gonna need that with this car. You have a good, it makes up for it with the glove box. You have a good little glove box in here. It passes the test, of course. Comes down nice and slow. Another cool thing that you don't see in just about any other car is this is how you change the temperature. So over here on the passenger side, oh, it's a little hot. Pull it over to cold. Same with here. That's how you adjust it. You do have your seat coolers and all that, and it shows you your temp right here. So when you're turning it, this little number will go up. But it's just a neat little feature that you don't really see. Coming to the seats of this car, you have a very aggressive seat. This is a Recaro seat, ZL1 stitching right in the top of it, and then you have these little kind of like crevices all the way down, and it even goes into the butt, flows up here, and you have these very aggressive bolsters. For bigger people like John, it might not fit you the best, but if you're a thinner guy, you'll fit pretty good, and they're very comfortable. But that being said, don't expect to fit anyone in the back. This is a 4-seater, mainly for insurance reasons, because I have it set to me. My hand is the only thing that will fit behind me. And this one back all the way, I can't even fit my hand back there. It's that tight. So either you put 4 people in, and I would be sitting literally like this, trying to drive the car, or you just bring a date, because you're gonna impress them with this car.
Hey guys, so we're in the Camaro now, ZL1, and we're on the back road. We're getting a feel for how this thing cruises, how it handles, and you might hear some supercharger line in the background, maybe a little bit of exhaust. What mode are we in right now?
Right now we're in track.
Okay, so we're in the most aggressive mode right now. Nathaniel will let you know a little bit about some of that stuff.
Yeah, when you put it in that mode, this car actually has an active exhaust, but it's all controlled by the different modes that the car has. So you have Tour, Sport, Track, and Snow and Ice. So they give you, each one's a little different, and it gives you a little bit of a different exhaust note. Tour is going to be the least aggressive.
Stealth.
Yeah, you're going to have the least amount of noise, but really, you still get a lot of noise. You're not going to be able to cover up 650 horsepower that much.
It sounds beautiful. It's amazing.
It is an amazing car. You have a lot of tech in the car too, though. You have
This isn't just a big muscle. This has some technology behind it.
Yeah, sure. You're not sacrificing anything. The most notable thing that I just used right now is it has auto rev match. Beautiful, beautiful design. So right now I'm going, what am I going? I'm going 40 miles an hour. I can shift up, and you hear it go up, brings it up to 3,500 RPM.
Really, what that's doing is that's allowing you to keep your RPMs high, and when you're going for performance and you want to get on it and you want to downshift and upshift to keep the highest speed possible on a track or a drag race or whatever, you want your RPMs to stay consistently up. Yeah. So that's gonna, it's pretty self-explanatory, rev match, but that's gonna help you have a performance edge over the next guy that doesn't have it, and it will make a big difference.
And it's gonna help a lot with clutch wear.
And it sounds like a song that's being sung to you by Chevy gods.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. So we have a 6-speed Tremec in this, I believe. We have 650 horsepower under the hood. We have 650 foot-pounds of torque. Rear-wheel drive, sitting on stock 305s in the rear, 295s in the front. It's got the typical ZL1 badging all over the car. You have a carbon fiber trim hood, and you have, like Nathaniel mentioned, you have MagneRide to help you put that power down. Sitting at about 3,500 to 3,700 pounds curb weight, so it is kind of a chunky car, but okay. Had a slight scare. sorry to interrupt the video, but we had a slight scare. We thought we hit the splitter on this thing.
Because it's very low.
Because it's very, very low, but that wasn't the case. We just had a Cadillac doing huge donuts on the other side of the road because, well, in this car, you're going to get a lot of attention from other car guys.
Yeah, with it being a lime green car and all the badging and how aggressive and loud it is.
This thing is a big middle finger driving.
Yes.
Basically. So, you know, you have all of that attention as well. This is not something you drive if you want to be low-key.
Yeah.
This car, though, with having all the performance that it does, you still have, you know, you have your the sensors on the mirrors for when cars pass by. It's going to give you a little, you know, a little flash letting you know that. It doesn't have a lot of shortcomings other than typical performance car shortcomings of being space, practicality. All those things kind of go out the window when you buy this, and that is not what you buy this for. So it's a ton of fun with a ton of tech.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe talk a little bit about this interior we got here, Nathaniel.
Yeah, you have a nice suede kind of Alcantara type deal going on all of the body panels up in the dash, and your seats are also made out of the same material. You do have nice Recaro seats in here.
They're comfy.
They're very comfortable. I'm a thinner guy, so I mean it's hugging me, and I feel awesome in here. John,
I'm kind of sitting on top of the seat a little bit. It is comfortable, but my back is wider than the actual seat itself. So
the lat game is a little too strong over there.
So you know, it could be a little wider for someone like myself, and I'm only just shy of 200 pounds. So, but you know, it's not impossible to fit in this, and I'm not saying it's uncomfortable. It's just a little tighter for me than, let's say, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
You do have some very unique, I don't know if you guys can see this in the camera or not, but this is something unique to this car at least. And in the cup holder above the infotainment and the door trim, you have this green LED strips of light that match the color of the car, the paint. And even the push start button has the same green.
Yeah.
So they knew when you bought this green that you wanted this green.
And I mean, this thing's like the Goblin right here.
Oh,
I mean,
but it's I'm not a green car person, but this thing.
I would buy this in a heartbeat.
I would buy this any day.
This color right here.
This thing deserves a bright color like this. It is awesome. It's nice.
oh yeah.
It's nice.
So we're gonna talk a little bit more. I'm gonna brush up a little more on some of the tech that this car has. So you also get with this car, you get seat heaters and seat coolers. Now the AC in this car works fantastic. I mean, it's so cold. But you also have a lot of cool track apps.
More people looking, by the way.
Oh, so much attention.
This is a driving magnet for eyes.
Especially when you blip that exhaust. Everyone.
Yeah, breaking your own neck and their neck.
Yeah. So you get a lot of track apps too. If you put PDR, it gives you a performance data recorder. So it gives you all your specs that you were doing, define the finish line. You need to have an SD card inserted when you do it. There's a deer in front of us. We're taking it real slow so he doesn't jump in front of this thing.
Can't afford to fix the splitter on this thing.
Yeah, the splitter alone is expensive. But you have a lot of track apps, so you can see just how much you were railing it while you're railing it. After the fact, you can bring it to all your buddies with an SS and be like, hey,
I'm cooler than you. I'm cooler, faster, and yeah,
just all around better.
But really, in reality, though, the whole main point of that front camera and that recording setup, though, is when you're coming into a turn, and I'm talking about a track that is secured, that is, you know, a racetrack. I'm not talking about the streets. You're not doing this stuff on the streets. But on a racetrack, you can actually see, you know, what degree, what angle you came in the corner, and you can make very fine-tuning adjustments so that way you can be basically, even though if you're not a professional car driver, you can make improvements. You can be better.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually track your performance in this thing. This car is performance driven. There's nothing really in this thing that I have seen so far that is gimmicky, that is not functional, I guess.
No, everything seems to have a purpose.
It really, and it should be. It's top of the level, you know, top of the line, highest trim performance Camaro you can buy.
And you're not, with this car, you're not going to lose to many people. This car hits 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, and you feel it when you're in first gear. The problem, you have 305s in the back. Even those struggle a little bit to hold on when you are in first gear.
Let's put it, you're really not going to even realistically be able to launch this thing foot to the floor and expect to get that hookup. You're going to need some like partial radials or some like Sport Cup 2s to like even entertain the idea of that. This car just has too much power.
This car has a power numbers of the same realm as a Huracan, but your rear wheel drive, and Huracans you can get all wheel. So
not to mention you're also, you know,
well,
you're in a
that's $250,000
yeah,
car.
I mean, but that's the thing though. You're paying roughly 60 to 70 grand for this car. You're getting a car that's going to be able to be pushed past the limits of your own driving capability. I'm sorry to whoever we're talking to, but you're not going to be able to drive this like your Ken Block or any professional race car driver. You're just not. This thing will eat you alive. And
I'm sure there's tons of these on auctions blocks that have been wrecked out.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you're driving you don't think you're getting in your uncle's SS. This is not that.
No.
This car is insane. It's ridiculous. So you're buying a serious car. I mean, you could be in any gear in this car and it pulls hard.
Yeah.
You can touch 70 in second in this thing. Where the keyring is set up, it's ready.
Yeah. The only gear that really it kind of struggles with is when you get into like 5th or 6th and you're really low in the RPMs, just because those are really for cruising, or over 100 plus
which
miles per hour.
We experience the high 20 gas mileage when you're actually keeping the RPMs low.
Yeah.
And which,
so it's dailyable.
It is dailyable. Like we said though, don't expect that all the time because you're going to be addicted to getting on it. But
just the sound that this thing produces is.
Yeah, but you're not going to accidentally walk into the dealership and buy a 2017 ZL1. You're going to know what you're buying if you're buying this car. So
ultimately, I love the car. When I drove the SS, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't super thrilled with it.
I was disappointed.
I was very disappointed in it, but this car has redeemed itself.
There is one complaint with this car that I have. And it's the wrong complaint in a sense. There's a ton of road noise. There is a ton of tire road noise. Now you have huge tires you're running on, so that's kind of to be expected, but I wish they would have noise canceled out a little bit more. But you know, like I said, this is not the car we're talking about for luxury and comfort. So I would say this is a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
It does everything it's supposed to really well.
This is an excellent car. I really like it.
I mean, the steering alone tightens so much just from putting it in a different mode. The suspension is active, the exhaust is active, and everything about this thing is ready to go. So, good buy for sure.
Definitely. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That lets us know that you want to see more content from us. Hit that subscribe button.
And if you're local, email us, and we might be able to set up something to review your car.
Yeah, if you have a cool car you want us to check out, hit us up.
Yep, for sure.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Keep it Gucci.